Hey guys, welcome back to Sometimes Monday Works. I'm Andrew Neporant, and I have a new introduction to make today, or perhaps it's a reintroduction depending on just how long you've known me. This is my Taylor. This guitar is basically new. However, it is in fact very old. I got this guitar something like 06, 07 maybe. I played it quite a lot in my early middle college years. It was the main guitar that I played when I was the guitarist and singer of the Non-Specifics, when that was my main thing. Played it a lot at Beantown back in the day. 2007, 2008 is my, even my memory has its limits. My vague recollection of when I used to play this guitar mainly, above all others. And long story short, I was pretty young back then. I was 20, 21, and I just really didn't know how to take care of a guitar. I was often careless with the way I lugged it around, the types of elements I exposed it to out there in the world, and I lent it out all the time. And so many people, knew a good guitar when they saw it, and or they were never prepared themselves to be at open mics. But really, if that's all on me, I should have been stronger to say no. Long story short, this poor guitar, the very delicate wood on it cracked. And I think we put a little money into fixing it back in the day, and then it cracked again. And I just wasn't ready to take care of a guitar like this at the time. So I reverted to my Ibanez, which you've seen before, and then I got my Guild. And the Guild, arguably is even a nicer guitar than this. And the years and years I've now spent with my Guild, I learned how to take better care of a guitar, humidifying, very, sturdy, hard case, not lending it out all the time, things like that. And so, long story short, when my parents were moving out of their Ridgewood house and over to Piermont, New York, where they're living now, I was helping them out with various things, emptying out the basement, and we found this guitar just kind of sitting there in disrepair for what had, at that point, had been years and years and years. And I saw this and I said, wow, I loved this guitar. I kind of rationalized maybe a way in my head that I didn't miss it, or that it wasn't that important to me that anything be done with it. But upon seeing it, I was just like, hey, this is the summertime, and I said, hey, so months down the road from now, it's going to be my birthday. Would you guys mind helping me fix this guitar up, because I have a feeling that, I'll be able to keep it well this time. And they said yes. And so, lo and behold, this is my Taylor, reborn, resurrected. I like to joke the last time I decided to name the Taylor just Taylor, because I like to joke around that it's been so long since I regularly played this guitar. The last time I played this guitar out regularly, Taylor Swift herself wasn't even all that popular. So, so she's Taylor. Me and the nice girl reunited after a good long time. So, and I'm thrilled about it, sounds amazing. And what I have decided to do, because I don't want it to just, be just yet another guitar, I decided to experiment with it. So I have this guitar in open D tuning. So what is open D tuning, for those of you who are not, up on all the guitar lingo? Well, a D chord on the guitar. Well, this guitar is tuned so that if you hit it, your left hand fretting anything, that is a resounding D chord right there. If the tuning is D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. Now why do this? Well, the same way that my Ibanez being a half step down lets me voice some chords in a lower register. That is really cool. Work with my lower voice. This is a whole other experience. There's all new shapes and voicings you can do. Really, and honestly, I don't even really know it all that well. I'm still trying to figure out, okay, what can I do? stuff like that, those very movable shapes. And I know, like, you know, all kinds of, you know, from the very kind of experimental sounding things that have that kind of maybe like Led Zeppelin-y kind of thing, or that like Jeff Buckley kind of thing to them. You know, I mean, you know. And I mean, I own a slide too. I think that's like in my Ibanez case right now. But I mean, I don't really know much. I really don't know how to play slide either. But like all of that now, those possibilities are like unlocked to me, and I can actually try my hand at this stuff. And it's just all new. It's like I'm learning to play the guitar all over again. I don't know what's gonna happen when I put my fingers down on it. And there's a lot of great music that was written in this tuning. You know, you might recognize, like, I mean, like Richie Havens did stuff all in this tuning. My local friend Rastafa, who is always playing on Church Street and all the various open mic nights in the area, and this is his bread and butter. He keeps his guitar this way, and he does that Havens, you know, thing with his thumb, and that's all awesome stuff. And like one of my favorite songs by Graham Nash, Wounded Bird, is definitely, the guitar's in this tuning or a similar one. And my good buddy Darren Bradbury, some of my favorite music that he has ever written, some of those Seaside recordings, that song Fish Joke that breaks my heart every time, and She Shanty that just makes my heart grow every time. I think the guitar was in tuning like this, at least in the first time he recorded it. And I think, like, if you slap the capo on here, you know, now, you know, oh, all right, we've got ourselves an E flat. What is this? Okay, and you know, an E. And I mean, you don't want to cheat too much, because I think, you know, it's kind of a waste of doing this. So I'm just gonna be like, but knowing that too, you know. So, I mean, the goal would be, you know, that I can really just use this whole world as my oyster thing to write some really cool stuff. And the guitar's here now. I think I'm actually gonna bring it over to my parents' place in Piermont. So, like, over the holidays and, like, other times I stay with them, like, I have a unique opportunity to work with this guitar, to write with this guitar. And I mean, this guitar just gives me that feeling like, you know, I'm by the Hudson River. You know, I feel like I'll get some things really written on here. Although I do have a bit of a misgiving that I'm enjoying this a little bit too much to not have it all the time. So I guess I'm a little torn up about that. I guess I will do what feels natural. And in the words of Cat Stevens, go where true love goes, right? So, speaking of which, special thanks to everybody who came out to the show last Thursday. You're awesome. It was a great show. We had so much fun at Austin House, Groove Cafe, and Juice Bar on Valley Road, right down the road from here. Like, everything I could ever want, like, in a local show. Like, that was so much fun. Brian Milligram, you are awesome. I love your record. Definitely, if you've got an iTunes account, please go ahead and download Brian Milligram's album. It's excellent. I know it's, you know, you've worked very hard on that for literally years. So all the kudos in the world to you. Also, he says that he will be is going to be making I think it's like doing some recordings of songs by friends of his, fellow musicians, and he asked me if he could record my song On the Banks of the Old Raritan, to which I said, of course, I would be honored. So I'm not sure what his timetable is for that, but certainly keep an eye out for that. I certainly can't wait. I mean, he actually can play the harmonica, so that'll be great to listen to. Yeah, so Brian, you're the best. It was great. And Sunflower, you guys, I mean, you know, great band. You guys are the sort of band that I always like to listen to, and we share so many common influences. It's always fun to talk to you guys. So I'm so glad that so many people came out for you, and I'm glad that it was that well attended a show, because, like, you know, now, you know, hopefully we can keep on doing some more things there. That was definitely a great second show at that juice bar, and definitely begs for a third. So we're going to make that happen. If you missed out last Thursday, that's all good. This Thursday, I am playing at the Meat Locker. This time for real. I was over at Meatitarian a few weeks ago when we thought it was going to be the Meat Locker, and that was fun in its own right. Met Teddy Wood, and we had some good conversations, and he rightfully urged me to keep a better eye on the whole NJ Music Show Swap group thing, which I did, and thus noticed this opportunity. So I am very excited that I'll be playing over at the Meat Locker this Thursday, November 12th. I believe I'm going to be starting around 9. So if you're in the neighborhood, or if you want to come to the neighborhood to hear some good live music, please come out. It'll be great. Young Legs will be playing, who I've not actually seen myself yet, but Steve Donahue is a really cool person. I know him from the many times I've played with the Big Drops, so I look forward to doing that alongside you, Steve, and the others. And I look forward to meeting all the other acts that are playing that night. It should be a really fun time, and I'm excited that I get to open a show like that, again, right in my own neighborhood. This is a great town to be a musician, I must say. So, I think I'm going to call it a video. I need to get my life organized for this week. Things that have been pretty mellow on the school front since midterms, but they are starting to pick up again, and I must... my schedule's all in a flux, and it's making me disoriented. I have to, like, know what's going on, or I'm going to end up being in trouble. So I hope everyone has a great Monday. Enjoy this beautiful day. I know it's not quite as warm as it's been a lot this month. We had such a great, having such a great Indian summer. I feel like this weather is just gorgeous. I mean, and we had weather like this 3 years ago, but Hurricane Sandy was also happening, so it was hard to enjoy it. So go out and enjoy this beautiful autumn air. I think that's what I'm gonna do as well on my way, as I make my way to campus. So, hey, have a good rest of your day. Remember, always, sometimes crazy works, and I will see you next time on Sometimes Monday Works. Peace.